What's up, my YouTube family? Craig here with Craig Dacey Financial Coaching, and today we're going to be talking all about home ownership. Now, I want to thank Dennis from True Financials for inviting me to join this collaboration. We're going to be talking about my experience with buying a home and some recommendations heading your way if you're looking at buying a home or maybe making a move in the near future. Now, the best advice I can give anybody when it comes to buying a home is take your time. It's a long process and you don't want to rush into any decisions. A home is a big, big purchase. We want to look for a good deal in the right area and just something that's going to fit. Too often do I run into people who tried to push it or jump into something that they just weren't ready for. Now, if you're thinking about making a move, I say give yourself about 6 months to prepare for that transition. So if you know that you want to move in June, well then in January, that's the time to start putting your feelers out there, browsing homes, interviewing realtors, finding that next step so that you can get moved around that time frame. Now, I wish that I could say I did everything right in the home buying process, but unfortunately, I didn't. My biggest mistake was not putting a big enough down payment down. So that means we're stuck paying PMI, that insurance that protects the lender from us defaulting on our loan. So if you don't put down at least 20% on your home, you're going to be stuck paying PMI, which can be pretty expensive. It costs us about $135 per month, and that's just money wasted, in my opinion. So if I could go back and do anything differently, I would wait and save some money and, like I said, be patient and not jump into it. Have the money so I could put that down payment down and save that PMI payment. Now, it's easy for us when we are looking at buying a home to get caught up in just looking at that mortgage payment and thinking, sure, I can afford that, right? Well, there's a lot of unexpected expenses that pop up in owning a home, as you know. Now, for us, we built our home, and so when we signed the papers saying, yeah, we want to build it, it said for X number of dollars, right? Well, then we go to that office where they start showing you, now the standard cabinets look like this, but you could upgrade to these amazing cabinets for X amount. And you're like, oh yeah, sure, why not? And then they get into the towel racks and all the different things you could upgrade, the carpet. And by the end of it, we had spent way more money than we had even planned on. And that when we found that deal for $20,000 less than we were wanting to spend, suddenly we were creeping pretty close to our budget line. Now, that's just for new home ownership. If you're buying a pre-owned home, well, there's going to be things you're going to upgrade in there. There might be furniture if the house is bigger. Typically, when we buy a new home, we're moving up in size, and then when we put our old stuff inside, it doesn't seem to take up as much space as it did in our old house or in our old apartment. So furniture is an unexpected expense. If it's a really old home, repairs are inevitable. They're going to happen. So go in with a good chunk of cash set aside for that transition. We always want to settle in, and that's a time where the bank can be broken. So save some money so that you can buy those things and really settle into your new home. Now, the timeline for buying a home is different for everybody. How long it took us? It was about 6 months. That's why I say get that time set aside for yourself. We signed the papers and we had to wait about 6 months for the house to be built and then closed. Now, luckily for us, we didn't have to wait for homeowners to move out of the home or for any of those things to happen. But it did take longer than the average home buying experience. And lots of things can come into play. So if you're buying a home that's pre-owned, well, they may need longer to get out of the home, or you might find a home that's under a short sale or something that where there's a lot of background that has to happen with the finances before you can actually move in. So typically it's anywhere from 30 to 60 days for it to close, but it could take longer. Like I said, for us, it was almost 6 months from the time we signed the papers that we wanted to buy it and from when we actually closed on the home. Now, I'm a huge believer in investing in a realtor, and I'm not going it alone. So when it comes to finding a realtor, how do you find a good one? So for us, I didn't know. I just went with whoever I could find. I was working for the school district and I went to see who gave a kickback for for school employees. And so the realtor we used, we actually ended up being very happy with her, but she offered $1,000 back at closing for local school teachers. So I was like, cool. Sounds good. We'll go with you. In hindsight, we probably should have interviewed some people, and that's what I recommend everyone else does: is find a few realtors, talk to some friends, see who they used, if they were happy with them, and then take 2 or 3 of them out for coffee and interview them. You're hiring them, so you're hiring them to do a job. So interview them, see if they're a good fit, see if they listen, see if they pull up some things for you. Typically, they'll email you a list of homes that might fit your range. If they send you homes out of your budget or out of where you're wanting to live, they're probably not a good fit because they're trying to stretch you beyond what you want to do. Either that or your expectations are unrealistic. But interview a couple and find one that fits your personality. Now, we are just now getting to that phase in our financial journey where we're going to start paying our house down and pay it off early. So we want to free up that cash flow. I'm a big cash flow guy. So I want to get rid of debt, all because I want that cash flow, the money that I'm taking away from my paychecks. I want to keep that and use it for my family and use it for investing in the future or to give. And so right now, our goal is to pay off the house early. We want to make extra payments on top of that mortgage principal so that way we can have this home owned outright for free. And actually, personally, a 5-year goal for us is when we upgrade in home, we want to pay cash for that next home. So not only in paying down on this one to build up that equity, but having enough to pay cash for the next time we decide to buy a home. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button to check out more of my videos on personal finance. And in the description below, go through and find other YouTubers who have voiced their opinion on this topic, shared their experiences. Lots of great stuff. Check out those links there in the description below. Thanks, guys, and I'll see you in the next video.